What's up you guys, and welcome back to another Reddit reading video. Let's go ahead and jump into the stories. I lied about physical abuse as a kid to get out of my house. I was a teenager at the time. I wanted a Matilda life. My family was dysfunctional, rude, mean at times, struggling with various mental health issues and alcoholism. There was a friend I'd made back in school whose family I adored. I wished it was my family, not for her not to be there. Well, for me to be part of it, I wanted to be her sister. My father and older brother drank heavily. I was alone most of the time because the puddles of unknown substances, and the smell was just intolerable to me, so I tried everything I could. I said I was being physically and verbally abused. Only one was true, and it was reinforced when my cousin walked in on my brother in a drunken state pulling my clothes off. As a joke, I was upset that he was trying to take them off. I didn't know what would happen. I heard about the horror stories. Too much unsolved mysteries at 5, I guess. I tried desperately to get someone to get me out of that house and give me a life with a regular family. I thought only my family was that broken. I lied to get out of punishment and lied to cover up the fact that I'd forgotten to do something. But I could do it. Doesn't make it okay. I'm trying to come clean, make it right, but I'm terrified. What it needs to happen. It was verbal and neglect, not physical, and I've come clean about it, but I still want to confess. I've lied to get people to like me, pretended to know what they were talking about so I didn't sound stupid. I've lied compulsively a long time and want to stop. I stole money from my son's wallet while I visited his house. My son is much more successful than my wife and I. We are not in a great spot financially after my wife was laid off from her job while I was working a part-time minimum wage job. We barely make enough money to keep our house. My son invited us to visit at his home and stay for dinner. He lives alone in this huge house, and that idea led me through this train of thought about security, as well as keeping an eye on everything in the house because my wife works for a home security company. We were short on money that month, and while my wife was talking with our son, I found his wallet, and I looked inside. There was a total of $150, give or take a few. I took a total of $70 from his wallet, and went back to the room they were talking in. I feel really bad and embarrassed. My son can never know of what I did that night. I should have just asked him if we could have some money to get ourselves back on our feet. Son, if you find this, I'm sorry. In second grade, I stole this kid's whole collection of Pokemon cards while everyone was at recess. He was very well off and ill-mannered, and I was a klepto who took a chance after he had showed me some cards. When we all went to recess, I asked my teacher if I could get my jacket from the classroom. Immediately get up there and just take them out of his backpack's open pocket. Put them in my hoodie. We came back from recess, and he was crying cause they were gone. I don't feel bad because he told this one girl who was also in second grade that he wanted to rake her. And that's enough a red flag for me to not feel regret. He also had punched my friend in a game of Foursquare. Kids seem to have a beautiful family dynamic as well, but I'm not gonna assume anything. Truly, I have no real idea how his life is, but we all have crazy struggles that go undermine cause everyone has them. Thoughts, controversy, and arguments allowed at it. Some people are saying I think it's justified. It's not. It is morally wrong to steal. These arguments in this section are going in a big circle. I've been clocking in on my work laptop and going back to sleep. I've been clocking in and then going back to sleep for 2 - 4 hours. I realized that my work can be completed in at most 4 hours of the day, so I've been sleeping in to get more rest. Sometimes I'll run errands while on the clock as well. I get paid hourly and my boss never assigns me more tasks than I'm used to, so I usually just find myself trying to appear busy anyways. I put peanut butter in my friend's drink thinking she was lying about her allergy. I was young, only in the second grade, and had recently been taught about lying. After our lessons on sinning and doing bad stuff, I developed the idea that my friend was lying about her peanut allergy and just didn't like peanut butter, but was too ashamed to tell me because they were my favorite snack at the time. Not to mention the times when someone would bring in a snack for the class and we'd always have to check if they had peanuts in them. If they did, the whole class couldn't eat them so that she wouldn't feel left out. I was tired of what I thought was a dumb, made-up lie and decided to take matters into my own hands by bringing a big jar of peanut butter and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Once in snack break, I waited until Lily went to the bathroom to take out my peanut butter jar and slip a spoonful into her cup, shaking it good so she wouldn't suspect a thing. Once she came back, she sat down and drank some of her peanut butter infused water. As she did so, I watched with wide eyes, making sure to take in every detail, now convinced that she's been lying the whole time. Suddenly, Lily started coughing uncontrollably. choking and thrashing herself all over the floor. It also didn't help that she forgot her EpiPen at home that day, causing her to convulse and forcing my teacher to call an ambulance. It turned out she was severely allergic to peanut butter, and I never had the goal to tell her what I had done that day. We're still friends today, and she strongly believes that her father was trying to kill her that day since she got in a fight with him the day before regarding her dead mother. When I was a kid, I kept the church offering money. So okay, I was a kid and stupid. Anyway, my dad used to give me and my brother $5 each in the offering envelope to put into the basket. When it came around, I would take the money and put an empty envelope into the basket. I kept the money to do dumb kid things like buy pizza, candy, take a bus ride to the mall, etc. Eventually, we got older and my parents weren't financially secure, so we couldn't offer anything. But I can tell you that as a kid, $5 every week really added up. I would spend it on myself, but normally I used to save the money and use it for something big like my mom or dad's birthday gift, or offering to pay for dinner because I low-key felt bad. I thought it was funny after, and my mom and dad laughed about it. When I was a kid, I did something really weird and bad to hurt someone. When I was 9 or 10, I used to live next door to my grandparents, and on the first floor of the building lived a woman with some sort of mental illness. She casually caused minor trouble. Anyways, one day, my grandma, who is an absolute sweetheart and weighs less than 110 pounds and is roughly 4'11", was walking down the stairs. And suddenly this woman, who is around 5'9" tall and quite strong, opened the door of her apartment and grabs my grandma by the hair and pins her down. Why on earth did she do that? No one will ever know. Once my mother heard the screams, she rushed there immediately and managed to separate them. I don't remember the rest, but I'll never forget how frightened my poor grandma was, trying to wrap her head around what had just happened. She was shocked and she had tears in her eyes. I felt so bad for her. What I'm about to tell you still feels strange to me, and to this day makes me wonder what triggered this behavior of mine. Because honestly, as far as I know, I'm not a revengeful person, and every friend of mine I've shared this story with looks at me with surprise, cause they just know I'm not like that. So, I don't know what exactly went wrong with me back then. But some days after the incident, I wanted so bad to take revenge on her for hurting my grandma like that I secretly stole the keys of our newly bought car and carved her name on it. I waited until someone noticed, which of course happened soon after, and everyone blamed her. I remember her crying and denying it in front of my parents and her husband, but I never said a word to put her out of the situation I myself had created. Her husband even paid to restore the damage, and up to this day everyone, including my family and her, thinks it was her. P.S. Sorry for any mistakes, but English is not my first language. I just stole some drugs from a friend. What am I even doing? At some point in your life you think this stuff is behind you. But I guess when posed with the question, how low can you go? I never disappoint. We were just over at his place talking. He always buys in bulk and just did. So there was a pile of weed and diazepam pills sitting on his table. He even asked me if I wanted to smoke and pop some. And I said no, I'm good. I'm kind of over this stuff. No more getting high all the time. Just leads to bad decisions. Not really my style anymore. I'm focusing my energy on more productive things. Hear you, he says and leaves the room for a minute. And I just grabbed some of the pills. I just grabbed them and stuffed them into my pocket. And then sit there smiling and nodding and chatting away with him like a complete ass. What the hell? Why did I even do that? I can buy my own drugs if I want to. He probably would have given some to me if I had just asked. I don't even want to take them. I feel so bad about this. I mean, I really don't want to take this stuff anymore anyway. What am I doing here? Update. Hey, so, just in case anyone is wondering, I met up with my friend again today. I told him what I had done. I gave back the pills and apologized. He told me I was dumb. I agreed. We hugged it out. Then we watched a movie. He told me to sit on my hands. Lol, it's all good. I also told my boyfriend, even though I hate to make him worry. But he wants to know this sort of stuff. So yeah, I think I've done my job in the accountability department. I will go to bed now. I'm freaking tired.